Hi, everybody. Tuta has something special for us today. While I was doing the energy work for the clients and for the group, like as soon as I didn't even like start the Reiki, I felt like once I settled in and I was about to start, um, that we were all being, I'll say gently guided, but it was almost like we were being like, get to the circle right now. And and there were multiple people holding our hands, connecting us to whatever it is they were connecting us to. When I started to do the Reiki, there was lots of angel wings. Um, and I saw myself with almost as if I was a statue sitting crisscross on the ground, almost made out of like white stone, with my hands like this, and with the wings. And my hands were pulsating and just, they're doing it right now too. They're just pulsating. And so then I saw these, and you can insert whatever you believe in this, because I don't even know what it was, but it's like when you throw the stone in the still water, and it's like those ripples, those, and it's hard for me to speak English right now because Tuta wants to come through, but it was just like pulsating, I'll just say pulsating ripples. And then it was talking about, okay, calm down. They were talking about, because I have a curious mind, and I'm like, okay, well, our ripples go out. How does it play with the other ripples? Like, for instance, say Richie or Carol were sitting there and doing this. Like, is it like a lake or still water where it's like our ripples touch theirs and it's like a collective thing? And they said no. They said there's these layers. It's just layers upon layers where our beacon, um, and you can call it beacon of light, beacon of sound, beacon of uh, even a shadow, I guess. Like, you could be a beacon of whatever it is you feel called to be, whatever it is that you feel. Beacon of angelic energy. It goes on and on and on. But it's just layers upon layers upon layers. And they're reminding me of how, like, natural paper, somehow it's like it's the pulp that like presses with the pulp, and the flower petals, and it's like we all make up this paper, we all make up this story, but we all have our layer, even though we might be together. It's like it doesn't change us, because we're just layers. And this is something they've told us before when they're talking about referencing shooting stars. Like, sometimes it takes a while, because I know with me, when I was, I don't know, 18 or 19, I just knew that when I was 60, that, something amazing was going to happen. Like, really coming into my own or coming into something new. And what they referenced with the shooting star is, it's almost as if, the story is already like laid out. It just takes a little while for that to catch up with us. It's almost like we're here on Earth and we're, you know, living our lives and whatnot, and it's like the story just comes in and comes in and comes in. Um, so Tuta wants to do an invocation, um, which is really interesting because I haven't been sleeping. I either go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning or I wake up. This morning I looked at my clock and it was 222. I've been seeing a lot of those numbers. So I think it's been 3 days of not really sleeping correctly, like the full 8 hours. But it's almost like I was being prepared for that because like 2 days before that, I took really long naps and I slept at night. So balance. Okay. Yeah. So if anybody here is interested in the invocation of I believe it's the something having to do with the beacon of who you are. In a way, I don't know how it's going to play out, but what I'm thinking of, it's almost like, when you go to the store, like, okay, so you go to Walmart, right? And you get like something that has batteries in it already, but you have to pull the tab out for the connection with the battery to the string lights or whatever. You have to pull the battery out. It's going to be something like that, I think. So if you're interested in that, and even if you're watching this on replay, Tutor really wants you to type in yes. So if this is on replay, if you could just take a moment right now to type in yes in the comments below, that's just your participation in this. They're saying it's okay to write it down on a piece of paper. There's just something about saying yes. And always start with, if this is in my best and highest good. Because, yeah, Kaylee says, yes, please pull my tab. That's funny. Okay. I'm just gonna the invocation kupa nta. Ooh, it's like they're showing me so many people. It's like my eyes are doing this. It's like they show it like we're almost like my view is spinning, and there's like so many people. Whew. And it's so neat because it's those concentric circles. I have a feeling I've been seeing concentric circles for many years now at certain parts when I'm walking outside. It's like I'll see them. And it's like, again, the concentric circles are coming up. There's like people. And then there's like another layer like inside that might be a little higher, a little lower, just meaning that I can see them at different levels, not higher, lower. You know what I mean? Pa'ui anu amaku ashiwa. Anui kaukana. Tatutano mamaka ashiwa. Yaantia. Ushte. Okay, so they want me to share this. I was just going to keep this inside, but I remember as a kid, and they want me to share this. So I looked up the definition of a word, and it meant a pile of sticks. And this word was used, in a not so good way. But I would love to be called a pile of sticks. I think sticks are amazing. And so, Pa'ututo bako pa'un titi. Atutumabako patia nyamako ashematia wama. Ewa, ashematia mama kuyawa. Anu papa kuyawa. And notice that it's a pile of sticks. It's not a pile of lumber. It's not a pile of branches. It's a pile of sticks. Amapu aishe tiano kuka ma utupa tutunoma kuka ntia ma ishe tiawa. And so the pile of sticks are being put tutama to invoke the spark. Otita, otita, mako ati ma osha matiawa. Anutiama. I see it kind of balanced. If you had the wings, it would be balanced right in between us. Ako ana between the wings. Yetitata namako oshama. If you feel it somewhere else, that's fine. Even if it's outside of your physical body. Otita mamako iwa. So they're putting, your people are putting the sticks, the pile of sticks. Una no nama oshe kanama shemawa ye tiama ye tiama oshewa kanui anui tamaku shemaye taukai tau kuyama shewai. Anuita ye, people are coming. Kuitita ye ta kaye namase uita. Ayena kyamase wa ye taukai. And even though we have our own individual layer, our own individual sticks. Yeti, 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 yeti. Amaku ishiwa, and they're referencing how you give a rib bone to someone. Like a piece of me goes in into the. They're calling it the unknown. Atutoma in the middle. Kutitama ishiwa of the circle. Atutama pakuyewa, yetitama kushewa, tatuta, yetita, akushewa, anotiama kuyewa, wa, yema, tu amaku ushewa, yetitanana kuyewa. And the dreamers know, ku anota ku eshimatiawa, yawa, the weavers, atutama pakuye matiamo kushewa. The medicine men, tota, the teachers, titana, kukayewa, the seers, yetia, atananamaka, yano tia papako oshama, you take a piece of you, kaunka, kukayewa, kukanyenata, in a prayerful way, ano tutonomo kuashewa, we put it in the middle. For the unknown, the unseen, the to be seen, the to be known, alkotiawa, okatiama, kuishe papa pa anta. O tita ma oshewa ntokayua. Tita. Maybe the pa ma shematua pukono tu ku ishematiwa. The ones who have walked this path before us, not necessarily for us to follow, but to also to find that path ourselves and make of it what we will. Anuta, anuta, anuta. Okay, so the invocation goes to the middle first, and then for us. So just imagine that beautiful collection of us in the middle. Onata kuiwa, anata kuniyama. Paonu. Onutiumako tiatianuko natuka. Yanutiano kotita takona. Yeta mako yeta. Tatomapake namanashtatatamaku yawa. Kako ka pano tiamako ka tiano kuka ye wa ye. Tomama kuku 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 kakana tatana na kisha matiti no mama ku wa tiama u pa o tiama kuku 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 ye ti pa ushima tia unka Kaanotito upa ati ano tatanaka ashamatiti anka ye paunu atitama yanu itanatama unka tatako ashama yanu no Anunia no Tiano e kai ai tu yamaki Anunu yamamai tamau Aishe gai kamaui Tiano kama ye Oshtita tunama kia tiu papaku ye tita tutti kaotu tita individual pau tita nana ye pau kai ti nao gao Yano nakushe ti ta mama ye ta mama uki Ye na pa u ye na ta mau Yanu pau ye na tau kai pa mama Ba'unu tuka makutita makunya tia na ta ku yewa atutama pakoshewa. Imagine onotia kutia yatutama koshewa, something that goes through the meridian of us. Tutama yeta matutia makoshewa goes right through the top of our head, down to our feet, through our head, and just imagine pulling those taut, straightening us. And they say with our hands on that string above us and below us, Apakotia maku eshematiwa. Yaitiama kutia. Imagine this is a layer of you. Kuonotu, kaunotu. And there's another layer that goes out from side to side, making this big plus sign. For the second layer, the first layer together is the plus sign. Unutiawa. So put your hands out as if you're able, as far as you can to the side, and pull tight. Uma tu ti ti mako tia mako pa ushima tu mako ka mako ye wa mako amako shewa aniama aniama. Pa ono tutoto akodia okutina mama kutia mako ushimatia wa yata mama tuta mama kushewa. Later, if you wanted to find two sticks and tie them with dental floss, or whatever it is that you have to make the equal-sided plus sign. Makotia. Keep it near tutia, kupanotia wa, as a representation, kutita, of the pupamatutia, panota ku anotiawa. Yeti tama tiama, pakush matiawa. You can think about tutama ku ashawa, what this means to you. Anotiawa, take a little journey. Kutiti, kutiti, kutiti. Oma pakuba kushiwa. All the different ideas that one could come up with. Anotia. And we can share like little birds. Amakotita, tiama, kushiwa. Yano pa patutong. Ye kunutu, kunutu. Titama tututono kuposhewa. Nui tamakushewa. And just like the tutano shita, the sticks, yeti, yeti, yeti. Onkokoko natama, yewa, the different layers. Mako atota. You've got the outside of the stick. Tita makoshewa. And then just play around tutano kupashewa. Yano tiama. You can be as playful. You can go go tutamako eshewa to the stars, to the center of the earth, or just look at it and anotiapaku anotiawa. You can even hang it in the window, kukanu ka oshtata, wow, and have it in your space. Kutia anotu anotaku. Children, it is very hard to be here. We come through the womb squeezing like there's no room in the womb anymore, and we get squeezed into the next thing like toothpaste. Maybe the toothpaste was fine being in the tube. But there are reluctant ones here now. Many. You may be one. It's like the manure gets piled up. The manure gets piled up. The manure gets piled up. Kotaka. Kutaka. One thing with manure, it creates heat. Atitita kukanota shiwa kukanui. Atutama ku eshawanuka nina kokia ono tuka tutinama kushewa. And to think of the heat, tuta kunatiawa, and the heat within us as well. Yonotiatu. They're saying, the twigs, the sticks that were being lit within us, and in the middle. They're like, think about sticks burning. It doesn't last that long. But manure, cow patties, can help it burn long and strong. So yeah, the shit might be piling up here and there or everywhere. It's to help the fire burn. The beacon, the beacon, the beacon. Nothing better to pull that tab um, from the battery and the source than the manure happening. And they're showing like the manure happening um, as a cycle, because the cow, it's just a cycle. You guys know the cycle. The cow eats the grass. Uh, digestion happens. Manure goes out. The bugs eat. Gardens grow. Seeds are fertilized. The earth is happier with the nutrients, and so forth and so on. So they're just saying that the manure that might be happening, either to the ones that you love or collectively or personally, the piles of manure, the story of how it came has its own story, its own purpose in a way. Like something being lived out by some other individual, say, for example, if someone's in your life or something happens to you, and I probably am not getting this correctly, but it's like it's easy for us to focus on the like, why is this happening to me? That like spirit gave you a pitchfork and a shovel and some rubber boots. And sometimes instead of just standing in the manure, move it on to the next thing. It's meant to be moved on, to just move it on. That's part of being like the beacon of light, the beacon of shadow, the beacon of whatever your beacon is, sound, resonance, symbols, or whatnot. It reminds me of in the beginning of this, when I was explaining that those concentric circles go out from us individually. And the way I saw it is they don't bump into, say, Richie's or Carol's beacon, their power surges, if you will. It's not like we don't say hi energetically. It's just that, like, say when Richie's comes towards me and mine goes towards him, it's not on the same plane. It's like explaining how we have this light body around us. Some call it the aura, where it's like, when someone's in your space and you take a step back, or, you ask them to take a step back, because it's like we don't collide usually. That's what they're saying. Sometimes sometimes the rubber boots need to come out. And sometimes, even though you have a shovel or a pitchfork and the rubber boots, sometimes it's also raining. Just remember your beacon is there. Sometimes it gets a little muffled with the storms going on. And that's okay. In those moments where you feel like maybe your light isn't bright enough because too much manure, too much rain. Um, it's okay to like huddle and just be with your your beacon. Play around with if your beacon has like a volume. You know, when the storm comes, you know, you could turn it down a little bit. Um, Let me see. They say there's some more to say. They're showing me building like a rock wall, or like as kids building the dam in the river. That some of the best people for that um, know that the elements still play a part in that. So um, going into the sometimes it's difficult to be here storyline, um, you might have like a well built, just the most perfect rocks that you think. Sometimes it can still tumble down um, because of things that are outside of you. And you can, you know, you can choose to sit there and be with the stones. Um, they don't let you they don't let you walk away from the stones, but you can hang out there if you want and rest, or you can hang out there and stare at it. Like, that took me a long time to do that. Why is this happening? And then you get to decide what to do next. Just don't stand still for too long. It's like trying to hold the current back from your beacon. Can you imagine if this was a pulsating light, pulsating sound? Um, and if we stood still, like having that pulsating within us, it's so much nicer to. It's like opening the windows on an early spring day. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Thank you, Carol. Biscuits. Oh dear. Yep. Well, that was interesting. Does everybody feel like their tab was pulled? I'm curious. Oop. Yeah. You know, there's something satisfying. I hate walking into a cobweb. Like if I'm like walking in front of somebody, I'll just be like, okay, just to let you know, I just cleared all the cobwebs for you. You're welcome. You know, it's just like, ugh. But there's something satisfying if it's not your face. Like if you have like even if you have your stick and you're just like winding it around like an old web, how satisfying that would be. uh, yeah, Teresa, I felt like almost like with It's so individually unique because I'm like, okay, well, would I build the rock wall again? Like, I mean, could I bury the rocks? Like, what's the purpose of the rocks? Like it just makes me think, and I don't have all the answers. Yeah, head to toe, waves of chills. Yeah, yeah. The batteries must be in backwards or already dead, but in a peaceful, okay kind of way. Yeah. So batteries have the last few days. It's like, so I bought some string lights. I pulled the tab because I'm decorating for fall because, I still have my 4th of July stuff up. So, of course, before putting that away, I'm going to decorate for whatever else is coming up. And yeah, however, and things, yeah, batteries lately, they've either been in backwards. I've pulled the tab and I still need to like tap it a little bit because whatever I bought was super cheap. Yeah, it's just really interesting to think about like our beacon of whatever that is. Um, I loved how they were tapping, um, just like how I would tap something where the batteries weren't working. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, it always amazes me how many people get home, um, the feeling of home with Tuta. Yeah, I woke up really tired and I'm like, I'm just going to put it on the community tab that my words aren't even going to come out because I'm so tired. But as I started my day, they're like, find the crow necklace, put some layers on, get your winged owl. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be something different. So yeah. I like the reminder to come back to the beacon, grounded in my safe space, regroup, take a breath, then take action. I love that, Lori. Um, can I use that as a quote? Uh, I'm not sure how, but if I could use your quote, and I can either use your full name or your initials or however you want me to do it. This is me writing. It's so interesting. I love it when they make me either write down a different word than I'm expecting because they're almost saying um, remainder. I like the remainder to come back and recharge. Sorry, I'm a slow writer. It's so interesting because as I write this, I'm not looking for a lot of it, and it's straight and in line. But like when I'm writing it, when I'm looking at it, it's not straight. It's usually I write like this, and then I'll write over here. So like when I ever read something I've written, it's like a puzzle. I'm like, wait, what comes first and second? Ooh. Got a friend request from someone I blocked because I felt hurt by them right in the middle of the song. Ooh. Oh. Yeah. I love the big, like, gag and retching afterwards. I don't like it when it's happening, especially when I'm doing it in front of other people or with a client. But yeah, dislodging. Ah, thank you, Lori. Ooh, I love this. We are safe without them. Yeah, the dominoes, the rock walls, the dams. I love that. Okay, so I'm going to try to get some people together. Tuta wants to get a couple people together to talk about the beacon of you, however it is you see it. And so keep an eye out for that. Just subscribe. I'll also try to remember. I'm not very good at remembering things, but keep an eye out for the beacon of you. And it'll be mini readings. Yeah. Yeah. They're showing me feathers falling. Okay, everybody. Thank you for being here. If you feel like this would help somebody else, you can feel free to share this. On my website, there are a couple, I didn't do it too much in advance, but there are some sessions at tutaspeaks.com. Just click on services. It is $100 now for an hour. And I'm going to add a few other things to that as well. That's what Tuta shared with me today. Some new things are coming. You planted the seed in your heart. Can I use that too? If anybody here doesn't want me to use anything they said with their name, just say no. Yeah. I love it when you share this, Paisley. All right, guys. Love the community. Hugging you. Thank you. Go out there. Go out there and be the beacon, whatever volume you're at. Bye.